as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can watch. When I ask if you understand your rights, that is what I am referring to. All right. Mr. Who's in the chair?
Position number 1.
All
Demetri.
right. Mr. Bell, your case is 24 CR 001616G. You're charged with operation of a vehicle with no plate, suspended license, and defective headlights with the offense date of the 3rd of April. You understand your rights?
Ma'am.
Mr. Howard?
Third arrest, resident of Jamaica, New York. It's 2020 suspended license NOLO. 2022, I'm sorry. And another 2022 suspended license NOLO. Hold out of Cherokee County.
Okay, Mr. Graham, I know you're gonna give me a recommendation, but in light of the charges and unless there's some significant facts I need to hear, I'm inclined to give this defendant a signature bond through the jail. Is there any thing that you'd like to add, Mr. Graham? And then I'll ask Mr. Cook to comment.
Only thing, Your Honor, is no driving without a proper license or registration, no
And proper headlights, yes.
and proper headlights. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cook, any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is gonna receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail, $2,000 on each count. Yeah, that's good math, just checking. He is not to drive unless he has a valid license plate, a valid license, and the vehicle he has proper headlights. Additionally, he didn't have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that SOB to the jail. Anything additional? All right.
Next, we have position number 2, Donovan Boat.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Blatt. Your case is 24 CR 001622Y. You're charged with DUI, no insurance, failure to maintain lane, not using your signal as required, and a suspended registration. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
I got first arrest. Jail is the recommendation.
Okay, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. Law enforcement observed the defendant driving on 14th Street, failing to maintain his lane and failing to use a traffic signal. He made contact with the defendant. He could smell the odor of alcohol. He asked the defendant if he had any alcoholic beverages this evening. He said that he had some shots of whiskey. Ultimately, he did do some field sobriety and he blew a .136. To the count of DUI, we are asking for a $2,000 surety bond. To the count of no insurance, $500 surety bond. Failure to maintain lane, $500 surety bond. Signal required, $500 surety bond. And suspended suspended registration, another $500 surety bond. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, Mr. Cook.
Your Honor, in light of the defendant's history, we would be asking you to accept the pre-trial recommendation of his signature bond through the jail. The other restrictions are, we have no objection to it.
All right, defendant's gonna receive a $5,000 split bond. He's gonna have to make bond on charge number 1 for $1,000. The remaining charges will each be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. He's not to drive unless he has insurance. And additionally, he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Anything additional?
Could I get that breakdown again, Your Honor? It's 1,000.
It's gonna be 5,000. He's got 4,000 in signature bond through the jail. He needs to make bond for 1,000 only on count 1.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Position number 4, Calhoun Malik Daniel.
Okay.
We're going to position number 4.
All right, Mr. Daniel, your case is 24 CR 001621B. You're charged with battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Third arrest, 2023 FTA, 2022 battery.
Okay, Mr. Grant.
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place April 3rd, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 2493 Bellevue Avenue Northwest in Atlanta. Upon arrival, the officers saw Tayon Daniel outside, punching the front glass window of the residence. He was detained without further incident. The officer then spoke with Teresa McClure, who advised that Mr. Daniel became very upset after seeing some text messages in her phone. He punched her in the face numerous times. Their two minor children, TM and KD, were in the room at the time that the battery took place. Mr. Daniel had left the residence and returned a short while later, which is when Ms. McClure refused to open the door out of fear of continued violence. And the officers did observe injuries to her right hand, her left ring finger, upper right arm, and above her right eyebrow. Our office has not been able to get in contact with Ms. McClure, but Your Honor, the state is recommending a $2,000 surety bond, $1,000 on the battery, $500 on each of the cruelty charges, and 1-day anger awareness. No further contact with Teresa McClure. Stay away from 2493 Bellevue Avenue Northwest. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bonds. And if we can sound for Miss Teresa McClure at this time.
All right, Ms. McClure, if you're present and wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. I do see someone with the with the first name Teresa. So if that is you, this is your opportunity to make a statement. You are not required to, however.
Hey,
All right, would you like to make a statement?
yes,
All right,
my,
please raise your right hand. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. What would you like to tell me?
Well, Your Honor, Tayam Malik Daniel, he's a good father and he's a good man. I feel like he just have to take some anger classes. That's my only statement.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry, Mr. Graham, can you please give me your recommendation again? I apologize, I didn't write it down in its entirety.
No problem at all, Your Honor. $2,000 surety bond, $1,000 on the battery, and $500 for each cruelty charge.
Okay, and you recommended no contact.
Yes, Your Honor, no further contact. I'm sorry, we had an update that Ms. McClure did speak with our victim advocate earlier. She stated she is afraid of the defendant when he gets upset. That she would like to have contact to co-parent, but the state is concerned, for the safety of her and those children. We will still recommend a no further contact with Teresa McClure and to stay away from the incident location.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cook?
No, the client denies the allegations in part as stated. We would be looking for a signature only bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate. No problem with the restrictions at this point. No objection to the restrictions or conditions of bond, and a third party transfer proceedings.
Okay. All right, defendant is gonna receive a $1,500 surety bond, $500 on each count. He's to have no contact with Ms. McClure at this time. They can coordinate transfer of the children through a third party. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and he is to stay away from that incident location. Again, contact and other aspects of his case can be revisited at State All-Purpose Calendar on April the 18th. Is there anything additional?
Nope.
All right. 1 second, going back to position number 5, I realized that I only set the bond for the one charge. Have the other 2 cruelty counts been filed down such that I need to assess bond on those as well for Mr. Harris?
From our end, Your Honor, they have been filed down
You can have a third, you can see.
right around 1:30 this afternoon.
Okay. Ms. Bridgewater, do you see them so I can, if I need to put a bond on them, or are they gonna be on tomorrow's calendar?
Miss Gray, Grace, are you able to see it?
I'm checking now, Judge. Give me a moment and I'll check on it. And that's for
Okay.
position number 5,
Position
Mr.
5,
Harris.
we only
Okay.
had the one charge on the calendar, but I've just learned there's two more been added.
Okay,
or filed down.
I'll
In the
check it.
mean,
as well.
in the meantime, Ms. Bridgewater, while Ms. Grace checks it, will you review the calendar for
I
us?
certainly will. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be April the 18th. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a total $6,000 SOB through the jail. Position number 2 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $5,000 split bond. Position 3, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. 4 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. 5, SAP calendar with a $3,500 good bond. 6 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. 7, reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. 8 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 9, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 10, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 11 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. 12, SAP calendar with a $4,500 good bond. And 13 is going to the SAP calendar with a $4,000 good bond. And we'll
Any
wait on Ms.
comments
Grace to see
for
if
number 5? Any other
Yes,
comments, changes?
Judge, they're there. I'm adding them so you can go ahead and give them.
Okay, so
Okay.
what we'll do
those
is
charges so I can mark them on my calendar.
their cruelty to children is the
children.
3rd. He has 2 counts of that.
Okay,
So
very good.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it at the $3,500 bond that he heard today, so that there's no confusion, but we're gonna change the breakdown. So
Okay.
on count 1, it'll be 2,500. Then it'll be 500 on each count of cruelty to get that same $3,500 bond that he was already aware of.
Okay, very good.
All right, everyone, we will be in recess until tomorrow's SCA calendar. Take care and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You as well, Judge.
Bye.